Good morning, guys. It's an unreal Friday morning. Sun's shining. We're actually just on the way to the gym now. Today's video is going to be a collab with Murray Clark, who is a powerlifter from Edinburgh Uni. The boy's competed. He's got a pretty good total from what I can remember. You want to follow him on Instagram. You see he's got like 195 kg squat. He's deadlifted, I don't know if he's done more than 240, but and he's got a decent bench as well. We're actually doing a push day today, so gonna go work with him. It'll be interesting to see, but the only thing that's really in my favour here, because he's insanely strong, is the fact that he's been cutting and I'm just back on my bulk. So hopefully that'll level the playing field a little bit. Still not extremely hopeful. We're going to start with barbell bench, so we'll see how that goes. Not really sure what we're going to do, but it'll be interesting to see the difference between us, because obviously powerlifters, even though he has been on a cut, they train for pure strength based on their squat, bench and deadlift. And I kind of like dabble in bodybuilding, powerlifting type training, mix of both, but still mainly I guess you'd call it bodybuilding, because still more volume, focusing on strength on some factors, but not like pure strength, more higher rep ranges. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this little apple. Got a double espresso shot from one of the, I think from Sainsbury's, so hopefully that'll get me pumped, but looking forward to it, and I'll see you in there. Alright, so in with Murray, been warming up for a couple sets. He's just sticking at 80 and doing, how many sets you doing? 4 sets is 6. 4 sets is 6. I'm just tried 100, it moved alright, so I'm going to go 105, touch and go, just see how it moves. And then after that, just move down. Just haven't done barbell bench in a while, so I might as well try a PR, but fuck it. So let's see how he does.
I can imagine just like something like that would just be completely like normal.
Yeah, it's like, that's the thing, whenever I'm with...
To be fair, do you remember when you were saying to me, we were speaking about...
Easy.
Use.
Oh, fuck. My camera wasn't on me, I already gave up. Oh well, at least I probably paused the ball up for a minute. Managed to just squeeze out that 105. Gonna head downstairs, do some dumbbell work and get into the more fun stuff. But training with Murray was great. I'm really trying to do more of these like collabs and train with different people and get different training styles and feed off people, because that's one of the best things about this, is that fitness isn't just a one size fits all. There's so many different training styles and different ways people train and what they enjoy. And I kind of just want to touch on that. What is the best training style? You know, is it powerlifting where you're working really only within the 1 to 5, maybe a push 1 to 8 rep range, and you're pushing heavy weight and that's what you're focusing on, and you're based on your 3 lifts, your squat, bench and deadlift? You know, is it the more bodybuilding style training where you're going for more volumes, a lot of sets, a lot of reps, like in between like the 8 to like 15 rep range, focusing on that, really focusing on time under tension, etc. Or, you know, endurance side of it. And endurance side, I'll admit, I'm going to talk about, but I don't really know it that well, but, you know, working in higher rep ranges, circuit type training, 20 plus reps, continuous work, really, really short rest periods. And to be honest, guys, the answer to that is whatever you enjoy the most, alright? There isn't one way to do anything in fitness. You can build a great physique doing powerlifting, where you take really long rest periods and it's, you know, based on the 3 lifts and some accessories. You can do that with bodybuilding, where there's a lot more variation to it and a lot more volume, and you're focusing more on time under tension, the pump and the stretch of the muscles. You can do it with endurance, where you're going for really, you know, high intensity stuff, keeping it going continuous, because the only thing that matters when it comes to any of that training, yes, there are areas in each that benefit more, but realistically, as long as you're focusing on getting stronger in any of those, I guess, fitness realms, then you will see progress. By that I mean, if you're a powerlifter and you're doing, let's say, 5x5s and it's the 1 to 5 rep ranges, and you do that and you're progressively overloading correctly, and you're going in slightly, maybe doing a little bit more, you know, you're getting 1 more rep than last time, a little bit more weight, you know, building that up, you know, your body responds to it. If you're, you know, doing the more bodybuilding type training, if you're doing the more bodybuilding type training and you're doing a lot of volume, but you're still, again, maybe you're doing an extra set, maybe you're doing slightly more reps, again, just increasing the weight, even shortening the rest times a little bit, that will lead to progress. That's the way you can do it. If you're an endurance athlete, if you are doing a high intensity interval training circuit where there's a lot of different weight training exercises involved, really short rest periods, and again, you're maybe doing an extra set of the circuit, you're adding more weight, you're shortening the rest times even more, you're doing extra reps, it doesn't matter. As long as you enjoy it and you're committed to it and you stick with it and you keep consistent, then you will see progress. I don't believe in any, you know, fitness kind of realm that there is one is completely better than the other, or one. There are certain advantages for, you know, your body and what you do train with, but essentially the goal is to get better every single week, every single session, and whether you're, I guess more of a, I guess the word I was looking for is CrossFit, like endurance athlete, bodybuilding, or you know, powerlifting, it doesn't matter as long as you're consistent with it. Because like Murray, he's trained powerlifting a lot longer. He does like a bit, he likes bodybuilding, the volume side of it as well, but mainly he is a powerlifter, and he's got a great physique. He's solid, he's got a much stronger, you know, central nervous system than me, much stronger legs, especially his lower body's crazy. Whereas, you know, me, I'm probably a bit better with the high volume stuff if there were shorter rest periods going into that. But I have done the powerlifting and I enjoyed that too. I probably enjoy the bodybuilding side a little bit more, but that's my preference and it doesn't matter. There isn't one training style that is perfect or that is the best. I remember, I can't remember what video I watched, but there was a study done that showed that all athletes, whether they worked within the higher rep ranges, you know, the medium rep ranges or the lower rep ranges, there wasn't a, you know, clear showing of what one was best for. I'm pretty sure it was developing muscle size. I'm pretty sure that was it. Didn't matter if you did higher rep ranges, you know, middle range or lower range. All athletes kind of, the results were pretty similar. Obviously it depends on genetics and loads of different things, but you get what I'm trying to say. There isn't one that just just beasts past the rest and is the best. So whatever style you enjoy, find that, stick to it, commit to it, and just, you know, focus on getting stronger. That's all it is. But yeah, just a little ramble there. Just gonna finish off this shake and then I'm gonna go to work, come back, and I'll probably be editing this video. I'm not sure if this video is gonna go on into tomorrow as well, because tomorrow's actually Pennycook Gala Day, and I'd like to film some of that and put that in the vlog. We'll see. If not, I'll just come back and round it off, but yeah, I'm just going to head off to work now. So the plan for this vlog originally was to film some of Gala Day, which I did, and then round off the vlog on the Sunday. But because of what happened, I've decided to take some time for this video to kind of talk about some of the issues I've been dealing with, and hope that it'll mainly help me by talking about it and putting it out there, but also if anyone else is going through anything or struggling, it might help them maybe relate to it. So first of all, I'll just explain this. So basically what happened was, on Gala Day, I decided that I had enough to drink. I decided to leave the pub, and I walked home myself, and I got like halfway up the road. I was pretty drunk, so I don't really remember, because I'd been drinking all day. But I remember feeling this feeling on my head, I can't remember exactly where, hitting the floor, feeling really sore, my head was thumping, and then this guy came and picked me up off the floor and just said to me, "Oh mate, are you okay? Why the fuck did he do that?" And then I was just so like confused, and my head hurt. I was just like, right, I don't know, and I just said thanks and walked to my aunt's, because I was kind of in so much shock and my head hurt a lot. I hit pretty hard off the floor from what I remember. I don't know the person that done it, I don't know what's happened, but that's not the issue I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is kind of the incident that actually had happened prior to that, when I was actually in Higgs, when I was in the pub. And basically what happened was I burst into tears. I don't know how many people saw it. I really was that drunk, I don't really remember, but basically I know for a fact that I started crying and bursting into tears over some of the things I've been dealing with which I have kept bottled up. So what happened was, recently my Uncle Martin, he's not my uncle by blood, but he's family, passed away after a long fight with cancer. And anyone that knows me knows that I've had prior experience with death, especially people who died quite young. With my dad, who passed away when I was 15. Now, I want to make this very clear. I am not doing this for sympathy. I am not doing this for anyone who feels sorry for me. I'm not doing it for any sort of gain. I'm doing this personally because I want to get out there and express my feelings, because I have kept them bottled up, and maybe it might help somebody, I don't know, but mainly it's for me. If you don't want to watch, you don't have to, but I want to do it. So yeah, basically the reason I started crying was because for the past wee while Martin got put in hospital, and I kind of bottled up all my feelings. I didn't talk about them because I didn't want, it was the same with my dad, I don't want to put a down on anyone's day. I never do. I always want to be positive. I want to be a positive influence on people, make them, when they see me, they leave and they think, oh, and they feel upbeat and they feel happy. And that led me to what happened in the pub. I balled it all up for so long, and it took a ton of alcohol for me to finally allow myself to feel the pain that I had been feeling after I found out that Martin was going to go. And for the whole time, I just did what I did, the same as when my dad passed. I just pretended like it was nothing and just kept working and doing what I was doing with Mad Fitness and work and everything else on YouTube. I started that as well. And I never really allowed myself to feel, or I guess mourn or prepare or anything. I just brushed it off, because although I am quite an emotional person, I'm not ashamed of that. I still don't want to, talk about these things with people, because it's not something that's nice to talk about. I'd rather just leave it, which I shouldn't have done. And it's happened before where, like, I allow things to get to me, and because I decide to drink to excess, I think unconsciously, to try and deal with what I'm dealing with, I then burst. I then lose it. And I did it in front of everyone, and I'm quite embarrassed by it, but at the same time I think it needed to happen for me to finally understand that I can't keep doing what I'm doing. Now, while the thing with Martin was going on, I was dealing with issues with the bank, I had a lot of worry, a lot of stresses, and I'm not complaining, it's just I had a lot on and a lot going in my head, and I still do. But all the while all this was happening, I still kept quiet. I didn't talk. I didn't say to anyone. I didn't even say to my mum. Sorry, Mum. Because again, I just don't want to be a negative influence on anyone's day. I briefly mentioned things in the vlogs and stuff like that, but no one wants to watch anyone that's down or that's upset or has any problems like that, so I just didn't say anything. Which I know now was not the right thing to do. Because there's nothing wrong with feeling down. There's nothing wrong with feeling upset. I'm a human being. I have had a lot. Even though I'm only 20, I do feel like maybe I've been through a lot more than some people. But that, put things in perspective. There's people that have been through a lot more than me. But I want to make it very clear that I'm not complaining, because I have a great life. I have great friends, great family. I do what I love every day. It's just recently things have been getting to me. And the worst thing I've done was bottle it all up. And I need to stop that. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I talk a lot, I'm a personal trainer, so it's all about health and fitness and diet and, keeping your body healthy and stuff. But one thing I always talk about a lot is mind state. Because if you can have your mind in the right place, you can do anything. I truly do believe that. And recently I've even said to my friends that because of what's been happening, I just don't feel myself. But because I didn't feel myself, I should have told someone. I should have talked about it, and I didn't. And it bubbled up to that point. And it's stupid because I have so many people around me that I know would talk to me. Like, I remember I was with Harry, and we were walking, and we just went for a walk before his exam, and I wanted to talk about the fact that I was struggling with what was happening with my uncle, so badly, but I didn't, because I he had an exam literally that day, and I didn't want to put anything on him, and I always do that. But the reason I'm making this now is actually because of Adam. Adam Kennedy. Adam, if you're watching, Adam is a old client of mine and a very close friend who has been battling with mental health issues for a while, and was the first person to openly, admit the fact that he had some in high school, which, in high school it's not easy to do that because there's so many people judging you and different things. But he's been brave enough now. Now, I'm not saying I have mental health issues, that's not what I'm saying. I've just been saying I've been struggling mentally for a little while now. I'm not saying I'm anywhere near him or anything like that, but he was brave enough to talk about it, and he's been brave enough to talk about it with us and be open about it, and even wrote a piece about it, and it just inspired me to think, like, I shouldn't feel like I can't talk. Just because, especially because I'm a young guy, maybe people look at me because, I'm quite a big guy, I guess, and whatever, and they expect me to, just sit there and be this sort of like rock, but I'm not. I never have been. It's not who I am. Anyone that knows me knows that, and if anyone that anyone that knows me is watching this, all these feelings are genuine. No, I'm not making this up. It's just I just want to vent and kind of get out there. But throughout all this, the way I look at it is that, the same way I did when my dad passed, that I can either let this completely bring me down, this low point, this hard point that I have, and hide it, or I can be open about it and deal with it and get back up. And like what this means to me, I decide, I make the decision, I decide that I'm going to get back up and not let this bother me, and not let, the fact that my uncle's passed, not bother me, but use it and take it and strive forward with it, because I know none of my family would want me to sit there and be upset. None of you guys watching probably want to hear this ever again, and none of my friends, and certainly not my dad, and certainly not my uncle. So I'm going to make a decision to improve on this, and if I am struggling, talk about it, because that's what I want to get out there, because I'm sure there's so many other, especially young men my age or maybe a bit older, but it doesn't matter, that do have issues and don't talk about it, and then it leads them to maybe drink a bit to excess, or, you know, maybe other things. But all this was just a way for me to vent and open up. And if any of you are struggling, please talk to someone. Talk to me if you want. If you have me on Instagram or Facebook, message me. I don't care. I have time for everybody. I isolated myself, and even though I had so many people around me that cared, I still did it, because I didn't want to bother anyone. That's just not what you should do. But yeah, I'm going to push forward. I'm going to be alright. I was worried that, you know, I wanted to do this before, but, you know, no one wants to watch this. No one wants to watch a downer, and I get that. And I'm not a downer. Like, I'm positive so much of the time, but right now I am in a little bit of a kind of up and down. And I just want to be honest about it and show that I am a human being, I guess, and that it's okay. But I'm still positive, and I know this is just it's gonna go, and I'm gonna feel better, and yeah. But I'm deciding, I make a decision, I make the decision that I'm gonna push forward. And if any of you are struggling, I hope you do too. I'll see you in the next one.